Have you ever noticed that the sun doesn't seem to stay in the same position every day? One part of the year, maybe your room usually doesn't get any direct sunlight through a window or something, but in summer it does get direct sunlight. Or maybe you've got a garden that gets morning light in the spring, but not in the fall. Sometimes you notice these things, but most of the time we don't. We sort of take the sun for granted. Let me show you what I mean. This behind me is a view of Wilkinson School. It fast forwarded time a little bit so you can see what it's going to look like on about June 20th of this year. It's 3:15 in this picture, so it's just about the time the school day ends. Now I'm going to speed up time a little bit. And here comes the sun. Watch for it coming out of the sky. It's going to be heading towards our roof. There it comes. Venus is leading it down. And here's the sun. I'll stop it right there. When it sets, it looks like it's setting way over in the north yard between the two halves of the building. I'm going to mark that spot on the screen. There it is. That's the sunset on June 20th, a little bit later this year. It'll be right there. So if you were standing where I'm standing in this picture, you would see the sun setting right there over our building. Now, let's go a month later. Let's move our time to July, and I'll start in the afternoon again. And once again, let's speed up time so we can watch the sun coming down out of the sky. Here it comes. Now before I let it go all the way down, I'd like you to make a guess. Is the sun going to set farther to the north or farther to the south from where it did in June? If it's farther to the south, that would be to the left on your screen. If it's farther to the north, that would be to the right on your screen. I'm going to let it come down a little slower. There it goes. And there it is setting. It's quite a bit to the left of where we were before. It's quite a bit farther south. Well, let's go another couple of months. This time I'm going to go to September 22nd. That's the fall equinox. That's the first day. That's the first day of fall. September 22nd, and again I'll move our time into the afternoon. Are we going to be going down into the building like we did in July, or are we going to go farther north or farther south? Let me speed up time and let's see. Here it comes. Wow, it's not even going to make it to the building. It sets way over there. It looks like it's going down over Pillar Point, more or less. So it's moved all the way from where that arrow is on our screen, all the way to Pillar Point. Much, much farther south, much, much farther left. Let's make one last stop. Thanks for coming along with me on this journey. This time I'm going to go to the first day of winter. Same time, three or so in the afternoon, and I'm going to have to turn my screen south a little ways so we can see it come down. Here we go. We are now on December 21st at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's watch when our sun sets now. Wow, it's all the way over here. It is pretty far from the building. It looks like it's past even the marina. It's over this tree here, kind of straight out towards Surfers Beach. So the sunset location changes quite a lot. Let me back out a little bit and show you the sunset every month of the year for a whole year. Here's our December sunset. Let me go forward a month. Here's our January sunset. As you can see, it's moving farther around to the north. Here's our February sunset. Here's our March sunset, going way off to the right in the sky. Here's our April sunset. May is over there. And June, like we saw, is going to be behind the building. As I continue forward through the year, that sunset is going to track its way back towards the west and the south. Here's October, November, and December. So anyone can notice these kinds of things. You could go outside and mark the direction of the sunset once a month, maybe draw an arrow in sidewalk chalk pointing that direction, and you would see this same pattern. The sun setting way off in the northwest during the summertime and then sliding to the south until on the first day of winter it sets even south of due west. Those are things that you could observe for yourself. And a lot of ancient people observed exactly the same thing, and they used that pattern to help them regulate the activities of their annual lives, things like planting or traveling, moving to follow migrations of animals. They could track the sun and figure out when to do those things. The ancient Greeks did this, the Druids did this, the Chinese did this, the ancient Persians did this, and many people of North and South America did this as well. The Chicoan people of the Southwest noticed this very same thing, the movement of the sun throughout the year. And they built huge solar observatories, entire buildings that they could use to track this movement of the sun over the course of the year. That's what we're going to talk about in the next couple of slides. Thank you for your attention, and stick around so you can see what the Chicoan people made of it. Let's get started.